Coming on today's news, Roman Reigns takes some shots at CM Punk and Jon Moxley. WWE are open to selling off the company. News from WWE Tryouts in Las Vegas and more. I know Ollie has been doing some sort of crab dance for subscribers lately, and if you think I'm going to be doing the same, you are out of your mind. In fact, I'm
crab. Subscribe crab.
Support WrestleTalk.
Happy CM Punkmas, everybody! Possibly one of the most eagerly anticipated shows of wrestling in forever takes place tonight. I'm of course talking about the go-home show of SmackDown. And also AEW Rampage. But before we potentially, maybe, definitely see the return of CM Punk to wrestling for the first time in 7 years, Roman Reigns decided now would be a good time to take some shots at him in an interview. Ariel Helwani spoke with Roman on BT Sports' YouTube channel, and during it he spoke on CM Punk's frustration with part-timers coming into WWE and taking main event spots, and that being one of the primary reasons he left WWE in the first place. And how Roman then felt about John Cena coming in to face him for the Universal Championship at SummerSlam. To which Roman responded, "Man, those statements are coming from bitter people who possibly thought they were better than they really were. When it comes down to it, CM Punk was not as good or as over as a John Cena. Wasn't as good or as over and moved the needle like The Rock. I'm a full-time performer, but I've done everything that needs to be done to stay in this position, to continue to make the opportunity for myself to be in a main event at SummerSlam against a John Cena." Yes, Roman, you have done everything that needs to be done to stay in the main event position this year. How about all the other ones where you were gifted main events early in your career when you weren't ready for it? Also, bit of a stretch to say he's not as over as he thinks he is when Roman also hasn't moved the needle or been as over as Rock and Cena either. And considering that Punk was still very over in a time when WWE had more than double the average viewers they're getting these days, I don't know if this was a smart move on Roman's part. But it wasn't just Punk Roman had some things to say about, as he also somehow managed to take some shots at Jon Moxley too. During his promo segment with Reigns on SmackDown, Cena mentioned that Roman had run Dean Ambrose out of WWE, which no, but sure, whatever. And Roman spoke on it during the same Ariel Helwani interview. Dean, Moxley, obviously is doing what Dean is doing. I think he's happy over there at AEW. If he could have been the man here in WWE, he would have been the man here. But he couldn't be the man because I'm the man. Yes, he couldn't be the man despite being incredibly over because there was a Roman-sized wall in his way stopping him from getting to the main event because it always had to be Roman in the main events. And also his terrible booking and comedy shenanigans he was always forced to do. Also that. Again, I don't know if this was the smartest thing to say, Roman, but it's fine. I'm sure tonight people will be talking about what Roman did on SmackDown and not anything else happening in the wrestling world.
To persuade females to come close and admire his plumes, he sings the most complex song he can manage.
Guys, it's happening tonight, right? Like it's gotta be, right? God, I can't wait. And adding more fuel to the CM Punk to AEW fire is AEW star Matt Hardy and President Tony Khan. Hardy tweeted out a tag match from the WWE ECW days of Hardy and Punk teaming against Miz and Morrison. God, can you imagine if Punk debuted just to join Hardy's faction? I don't think people would be very happy. And Tony Khan put out a very hype-inducing tweet that says, "I'm betting that excitement from the most anticipated announcement in AEW history at AEW Rampage, The First Dance, will build up through All Out on pay-per-view. We'll make new fans and will welcome dormant wrestling households worldwide back into the fold. A new era in AEW begins tomorrow." CM Punk to... CM... I can't do it. I can't do it. Not yet. Just a few more hours. Hopefully Punk's inevitable debut will get eyes on AEW's product, as the viewership for the latest episode of Dynamite has been revealed, and for the second week in a row, Dynamite came in at just shy of 1 million viewers, 975,000 to be exact, which is just a very slight drop of 4,000 viewers from the last week. This week's episode saw the much anticipated Sting's first match on TNT in 20 years, and the fifth labor of Jericho, but it wasn't quite enough to get it over the 1 mil mark again. But after CM Punk to No, don't do it. Don't do it. But now moving from one Khan to another, and WWE President Nick Khan recently spoke on the likelihood of WWE selling off to another company in the near future, which was a speculated reason why WWE had made so many drastic changes in the past year, such as releasing over 100 wrestlers and countless more employees, and consolidating and streamlining different departments. Speaking to Recode Media, Khan said, "We're open for business on anything and everything. Even some of the business plans that we've announced recently are different and unique to what the company company has traditionally done. We're open for business. If somebody called, we'll listen, but we're not active or out on the marketplace trying to change that structure. Which means they're totally active and out on the marketplace trying to change that structure, right? Sorry, I just automatically do not trust a single word this man says. He also said in the same call that Vince McMahon could still be running the company in 50 years because he's only 75. You want him to be 125 and still running the company? Jesus Christ, please no. Do you think WWE are looking to sell? Let me know in the comments because I'll be replying to people from out of nowhere for the first 30 minutes after this video goes live. But the continuous cycle of talent being brought into WWE and then released must carry on, which is why WWE held talent tryouts yesterday in Las Vegas ahead of SummerSlam weekend. Our best friend and one half of Team Danuke, Denise Salcedo, was present at the tryouts, where after the conclusion, Triple H spoke to the media, where he revealed roughly how many of them were signed during these tryouts. We had 38 talent here today. We had one dropout from yesterday to today, we had an injury, and then we had another, not dropout, but we cut training short today, and I'd say somewhere in the ballpark of 13 and 16, I'd say. That's actually an insanely high success rate for the tryouts at around a third or more being signed, as Lance Storm accurately responded on Twitter with an exploding head emoji. But while they might have had success with the tryouts, their celebrity appearances lined up for SummerSlam haven't gone so well. Months back, reports came out of WWE looking to try and secure an appearance from Cardi B for the biggest party of the summer. However, that seemingly fell through. But it's fine. After being pictured with Bianca Belair, how about Megan Thee Stallion? According to Fightful Select, that has also fallen through, with the planned spot of the rapper joining forces with the SmackDown Women's Champion. According to the reports, WWE were under the impression it was a done deal, but they were told last weekend it was no longer happening. They've also had similar luck trying to procure the services of Mike Tyson, who PW Insider are reporting was planned to do some voiceover work for the opening video package. However, these plans never came to fruition either. So this just means they won't be having any celebrity appearances at all and will make the show shorter. Right? A nice, short show. Yep. Cool. Someone who most likely won't be seen at SummerSlam at all is Scarlett, who hasn't been seen accompanying Karrion Kross lately on NXT, and obviously not on the main roster where the act have already been separated. This led to some "Where's Scarlett" chants from this week's episode of NXT, and you may be thinking that NXT has made the decision to separate them to mirror what was happening on the main roster, but apparently not. According to PW Insider, Scarlett is not away for a creative reason, but because she needed time off, and is currently not cleared. The reason for this is as of yet unknown, so fingers crossed she's okay. Hey you! Do you want to compete in predictions against all of us at WrestleTalk and all our other pledge hammers on Patreon? Then get involved because season 11 of WrestleLeague starts with SummerSlam tomorrow, and you've got one more day to join in. Patreon.com/WrestleTalk is the place to go. Link is in the description, and if you're curious what our live reactions will be looking like for WrestleLeague and for SummerSlam, where I defend my Jam That Championship, then check it out.
No way! Holy!
This is worse than anything WCW ever did.
Oh my God. Eddie, get out! Oh my God, he's gonna die with him.
Oh my God!
Hey,
Oh baby! Whoa!
And ahead of CM Punk's maybe sort of definitely happening debut in AEW tonight, Adam Blomke has already booked the debut, the mad lad. So check that out right now on Parts Unknown.
Just when you think you've got the answers, I changed the WrestleTalk. Again, that doesn't mean anything, but people enjoy reading into stuff. Ooh, cryptic messages, numbers. Duh. I'm Adam, hailing from Parts Unknown, so you might be aware that I did a booking video about CM Punk's return to WWE back in May. It was fine, wasn't it?